In that, because encoding something is written in content type, so it is some another way. Like if you scroll above,
Where?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
encoding content type application JSON encoding. This is part of content type, second language.
Yeah, this is part of the content. This is one values actually.
Okay.
Okay, so you will I will share you this URL with you, otherwise you can go to the Google. Yeah, everything comes with the practice. If you have not confident in the four mapping sheet which I have shared you, right? If you don't have the confidence, then if you don't do the practice, then even you will not understand this thing, because the same thing I have explained using the four mapping sheet. Even in the GitHub, there are multiple resources are there. You can choose anyone and do the practice. You can try to map the things and you can do the practice. Same thing here. If I use this Google Fit is the Google APIs, Google application, where you can see they have the multiple APIs. You can see these all are the APIs. So for the practice purpose, you can use that one. Okay, so you have the multiple example, guys, but the thing is you have to do the practice. Okay, the concept is same everywhere. Yeah, little you will get some differences, but you have to you know based on your knowledge, you will sort out the problem. Like here you can see in yeah, here you can see they have in our when we go to the GitHub, right? In GitHub requirement, GitHub developer API, okay, GitHub developer API. So when you go to the reference, these all are the guys resource. These all are the API. So you can pick up and you can do the practice. These all are the REST API. All are the REST API. Okay, so we have discussed the one, which one was the repository. So give me this one we have discussed, right? So in this particular requirement here, let me open. Okay, when you go here you can see they are using the accept, right, as a header, right? And in that header they are passing this value, right? The application slash vnd dot github dot v3 plus json. And here in the Google Fit you can see it here, they are using application json encoding utf-8. So that's why I told you that everything is depends on the requirement. Even I don't know what content type value I have to use in my project. That thing will provided by your client actually, based on the how the developer has designed. So they will provide the things actually. Okay, yeah, one common thing is there, like if it is JSON then we have to use application JSON. But sometimes they will specify some along with the application JSON they will specify some other component as well, other values as well. You can see they added the encoding UTF-8, and here you can see they have added GitHub, right? So it depends on the requirement how they are using. Okay, okay, so guys, please note it down this URL, or I will share with you in the chat box. These all are the REST API event. You can do the practice. This is the Google Fit API. Okay, so when you are using, try to make sure first try to find it is authentication based app or non-authentication based app. If it is authentication based app, then you need the token to perform the any action. Okay, so try to do R&D on that. Okay, so like the like in the Git repository, when you are trying to create the data, right, you are getting the 401 unauthorized. That means it is authentication based application. Okay, where you need to pass the token, right? So you what you are doing here, you are searching the token. If you go to the post method, if I go here, you can see when I have created the organization, sorry, created the repository. Here you can see the oath is mentioned in the requirement here. Okay, which you have to use. Okay, so that is all the things they will provide in the requirement set. If it is not mentioned, right, and you need that in that case you have to contact your team lead or your client, right? If you have any confusion and you are getting error, so connect with the client. Or if you sometime in the requirement the things are mentioned by mistakenly wrong. Okay, so if you are thinking that this should be not like that, in that case you can also discuss the theme with your client. Okay, that will drop the good impact, like you are also noticing the requirement, and right, so that thing you can discuss. Okay, okay, let's moving to the next part. So there are multiple example, guys. Here you can see, if I go here, API reference, here you can see API reference. These all are the REST API. If you, I think the trial version is available. So yeah, if you want to use this application, use this particular API, then for the long period, right? So you have to purchase this API from this company. You go to this portal and you have to register and you have to pay for that if you want to use this particular API. The location API. Location API means it will give you all the location detail like forecast API, current condition API, indices API, weather alarm API, right? Alert API, imaginary API. Okay, so you can see they also added the description what exactly this API will do. Okay, so you can see get a location key for your desired location, use the location key to retrieve the weather data from the forecast or current condition API. Okay, so here you can see get current condition API, get current condition data for a specific location. If you want to get the condition of any particular location like Mumbai, Delhi, right? So you can use, you have to purchase this particular API. Okay, so like that you can do the practice, guys. You have the sufficient example. Okay. Okay, now we are moving to the part. Yesterday we were discussing about the environment. What did you mean by the environment, right? And one more thing, guys. Tomorrow, actually, I have the performance testing demo class at 8 to 9:30. So I schedule at your time actually. So tomorrow we don't have the API classes, right? And tomorrow is the Friday. So after then we have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday I'm going to the mother-in-law home. So Monday I don't think we have the class, but I will update you in this group. Okay, so we can continue our class from Tuesday, that is 24 August. Okay, because 21 is the Raksha Bandhan, so some of the person going to sister home, right? So that's why 22 and 23. 22 is the Sunday, 23 I have also work, so that's why we will not take the class on 23. Continue the class from 24. Is that fine for everyone? Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. So let's continue, guys. We were discussing about the environment, right? So we have seen that we have created one environment here. You can see, and if you click on the edit icon, we have the test. This is the variable where you three column we have variable, initial, and the current. We have discussed all the three components. Let's discuss one more thing. When you go to the environment, right, here you can see one dark tick mark is there, right? If you uncheck this tick mark, so that means this environment get inactive. That means this environment get inactive. Let's suppose close all the tab, don't save, and don't save. Which collection we are using? Let's suppose this one. So let me start my server, guys. Let me start my server, guys. Please start your server at your end. Start your server at your end. So I have started my server. Okay, so not, let's try to use. Okay, so let me remove this unnecessary thing which I have used yesterday. Okay, and okay, so first name we are getting from the environment, right? If I select the test environment from here, so this particular value it getting from the environment, right? When I call, you can see it here, 201 it get created, data get created, right? Data get created. Okay, let me select no auth here because it not require any auth actually. So you can see data get created, right? And you can see whatever the value I have passed here corresponding to the first name and the last name, Nitish123, and the Singh and the email ID, right? So all the even content type also here, if you go here and you can see it here, the content type also I'm taking from the environment file. Okay, so you can see that data, that particular variable value get fetched here, right? If you not select the, this is the active environment. If you select any particular environment, that means it is the active environment. That means it is active environment. If you not select anything here in the drop down at the right hand side, that means any of the environment is not active, right? If you click on send, and let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. 133, let me open the console and check. Okay, this is the console. Let me open in the new window. So yeah, I have opened the console. Whenever guys you will stuck somewhere, try to use the console. Here you can see in the request body, if I go to the request body, it is internet. First name and the last name, here you can see, right? So because that variable I have where I have declared inside the environment, and that environment is not active, right? So that's why the value is not get fetched. You can see it's taking as a string, right? If I select the active environment here from here, now you can see data get created. Data get created. Okay. Now this is all about the environment. Okay. Now one more thing. Let's also explain you if want to import and export the environment and the collection, how you can. Okay. So let's try to import the collection. So click on the three dotted, and if you click on the export, and you have to select the collection v2.1, this is the version and this is the recommended one. So click on the export. You will export the JSON file. The extension of this file should be JSON. Okay, like that you can use this collection. Even if I have to give this collection and you want to use this collection in your Postman, right? What I will do, I will export this collection, right? And what you have to do at your end, here you can see import feature. Click on the import and upload a file. Click on the upload file and you have to upload that downloaded file, and that particular collection will get imported inside the workspace. Similarly, if you want to export and import the environment, right? Suppose I have to give you this environment file. How I can, what I will do, I will, there is not export button. I will go here. Where is the export? Click on, no, no, no. Here you can see. First click on the environment, right, and the dotted three dot and the export. You can see if I click on the export, I'm able to export the environment file with a JSON extension. Okay, if you want to import this file, here if you go to the environment, you can see the import option. Click on the upload file, you will get the file will get uploaded in your Postman. Like that you can export import the file if anyone is giving to you. Okay, now guys, let's try to discuss some of the things. uh, ta, ta, ta. Give me a second. We have discussed this part. Okay, active environment, how you can create the environment and how we can add the environment initial value. And yeah, before that I want to explain you one concept, the JavaScript concept, variable. Okay, what are the variable scope we are using in JavaScript? Okay, after then we'll again come back to the environment, because this concept is very important in JavaScript. Okay, to write the code. Okay, so let's try to understand the variable, the function scope. What are the function scope we are using, variable scope we are using in JavaScript? So in JavaScript we have three types of the variable scope. The first one is var, let, and the constant. Okay, so I'm explaining you the basic concept of the JavaScript, where I'm explaining you the variable concept. Okay, how you can declare the variable and which variable you have to use. Okay, uh, go to the Google and type here JSON, JavaScript online executor, JavaScript online executor. Okay, and yeah, this one is a very good online scripter tool which you can use, where you can write the JavaScript code and you can execute. Let me provide you this link. Okay, let me provide you this link. You can go and open in the Chrome browser. I have sent you in the chat box. Okay, here what I'm doing here, script.js you have to select. Okay, now give me a second. So in JavaScript we have three types of the variable scope. Let me open the notepad. The first one is var, right? The second one is let, and the third one is constant. Okay, let's try to understand how you can use and what is the difference in all three and where I can use in Postman, because this thing is very important to write the automation code actually. Okay, so let's try to understand one by one. Okay, so I will go here where it is. Yeah, I'm writing here where name is equal to, okay, I'm creating one variable course is equal to API test. Okay, so guys, tell me what I have written here. Anyone? And what is the meaning of that?
You are declared a variable course and storing in that API test value.
Yeah, I have declared one variable. The variable name is the course. Okay, how I can declare? Using the var scope I have used. Okay, so using var, you know, in math, when you are doing the mathematical calculation, right, we are using let x is equal to 10, something like that, right? Okay, so similarly we have used here in JavaScript, okay, var. Okay, we are declaring one variable and storing the value. What value you are storing? You are storing the string value. String value is API test. So guys, tell me, can I store this thing inside the V1 or not? Is this correct?
Yes.
You can use any reference variable name. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, but generally try to use the proper naming convention. Okay, so here I am using course. Okay, right? And let's try to print this. Okay, so I will use console dot log course. Can you see it here? I am able to print the API test here in the console part here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so using the console.log, same in the Postman we can use the same code. Okay, same concept. Okay, so try to understand this thing. Why I am using this particular, I can also do the same thing in the Postman, but in the Postman what happened, every time I have to connect with the server, right, to execute this code. Agree or not? Agree? Right,
Yes.
so that's why we are using this application, so that you know we can ignore the things to connect with the server. Because when we connect with the server, obviously it will create some action, right? So so this is the var I have used. Now let's try to use let course. Let's suppose course 1, I'm using course 1 is equal to performance course. Okay, okay, and let's try to console dot log and course 1. Okay, course 1. Let me copy the exact name. So can you see it here? Sorry,
Semicolon we use in this JavaScript.
optional, sir, optional. It is optional. Okay, you will not get any error, but in Java it is mandatory. You will get compile time error, syntax error. Okay, yeah, where I was, yeah, you can see here I have used let, and you can see it's behaving the same or not. Both are looking same, right? Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now let's try to use constant here. Constant course 2. Okay, course 2 is for Selenium. Okay, okay, and console dot log, and let me use the variable name. What is the variable name? Try to use same variable name. Yeah, now you can see Selenium, right? simply the same thing. I have declared course 1 and assign the value performance and try to print here. Same, I have declared one variable, the course 2, and trying to assign the value. Okay, and same thing I have printed here. Okay, so it looks like very same, right? So let's try to understand what is the difference. Okay, so this example I have taken. Okay, now I'm taking the second example. Okay, in the second example, let's remove this thing from here. What I'm doing here, I'm using course variable, and I'm updating the course actually. Okay, let's suppose API test updated. I have updated the value. Okay, can you see the output here in the console? In the console, can you see the output? Yes. And which output it get printed? The first one or second one?
Second one.
Second one.
Second one. So that means when I'm trying to assign some another value in the same variable, it override the previous value, right or wrong? It's overriding or not, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's try to use late here. Late. Okay, now can you tell me what is the difference here, or it is same?
It is same.
It is same, right? Fine. Now I'm using constant here. Now guys, tell me what is the difference?
Constant, we can assign value at one time only.
Okay, so you can't override the same variable, right? If you are again assigning the value inside the code, it will return the compile time error. So one difference is clear between let, where, and constant, right? Clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now let's take the another example. In the another example, what I'm trying to do here, I'm using where course is equal to API test here. Okay, now if course is equal to if you don't know about the if, then I will explain you in the separate class. We have the separate class for the statement. What are the statement we are using? If else, nested if, right? We have multiple statement. So right now, if you are not able to understand, just leave it. We have the separate class for that to understand this concept, if condition. Okay, so right now just understand if is an condition, right? If anything we write inside this bracket, if that condition get matched, then it will proceed further, otherwise it will not proceed further. Simple definition. Okay, so here I am writing course is equal to API test, right? And console dot log course, right? So guys, tell me the code which I have written here, the first line is clear, I have declared one reference variable. The reference variable name is course and assign this value, right? And inside using the var. Using the var I have declared. Now I have written the if condition, right? In that condition I am comparing this codes variable with my data. You can understand this is actual and this is your expected, right? In the if condition we are comparing the actual and the expected. Okay, if both the things get matched, after that it will proceed further. Proceed further means it will go inside the if part. It will go inside this curly bracket and execute your code. If it is not get matched, then the code will not go inside the if part. Okay, so guys, up to here clear? And one simple question I am asking you, that is might be sometime the interviewer will ask you, what is difference between equal and double equal?
Equal is assignment operator and double equal is comparator. Is comparing.
So equal means we are assigning the value, right? And the double equal means that we are comparing the value. We are not assigning the value, just comparing the things. Okay. So can you tell me the output of this code?
API test.
API test.
API test, correct. Correct. You will get API test. Now what I'm doing here, console.log codes. Now tell me the output and how many output should be here. Tell me the output now.
Two outputs.
Only one should be there. If condition satisfy, then that will print. If not, then it.
No, two outputs will be there. Because
Yeah,
else condition
two
is not there.
Yeah, else
Two
condition
output
is
there because
not
it is
there.
out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is the outside, right? So if this condition will get matched, then it will go inside the if part, right? And it execute the course. And here you can see after executing this code, then your code move further, right? Then it will comes to the this part and again print the message, whatever you are trying to use. Okay, now tell me the output. Now guys, tell me the output. Tell me the output. Let's suppose I'm using test. Now tell me the output.
One will be API test, another will be this new test.
I think course is the same name, right? You are changing the variable name or same name?
So is it updated?
Reference variable name is same. Let me remove the var if you get confused. Okay.
Then only second
Test,
one.
only test will get executed.
Yes.
Only
You're updating the
The
value, right?
test will get
so
value
it will
test.
go inside the if part or not?
It will
No.
go, it will check, but course equal to will be API test, so it gets failed because now the value will get overridden and the value will be test. So it doesn't match, so it will come out of the if loop, and then the console.log course that gets executed and test will get.
Exactly. So here you can see I have declared one variable API test I have assigned, and in using the same variable I have override the value with the test. which I have already shown you in the previous example, right? Now here we are writing the if condition where I have used course is equal to API test. Now what happened? This course value is test, right? Right? So this value compare with the API test. So tell me, it both the things are unmatched or match? Unmatched, right? So I told you, if the condition is true, if the condition is true, right, then it will execute this part. If the condition is false, then it will not go inside your if condition, that it will come outside the if part. And here what the things are happening here, let me use this, let me correct this thing. Okay, so it's come to here. Right now what is the course value? So it will check the latest value of the course. What is the latest value of the course? Test, right? So it will print the test. Up to here, clear? Okay, let's try to use some other one. What I'm doing here, okay, I have removed test, and let me use here now. Tell me the output.
Two
I'm using,
outputs
instead
will
of
be
that,
printed.
I'm using let.
API
API
test.
test.
So two
Right.
output will be printed, and it is API test.
So you are asking that it will print two API test like that. Like that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, everyone agree?
Yes.
Okay.
But I want to know the scope, that let how it will.
Yeah. So here you can see, the API test will get printed, right? Now I'm taking one other thing, one other example. What I'm doing here, let me collapse this thing, and I'm not using. One more thing before that, before that, I'm using var here, right? So you get the two output. Okay, now one more things I want to know. If I use this variable here, use this variable here, okay, and here I'm writing the condition as 1 is equal to 1. Now tell me the output.
Only if condition will be executed.
Only if condition.
Yes. So one output.
Only API
Yeah.
test.
So only one output, which is API test. Only if condition will be executed.
Okay, let's
Two
try
test
to see the.
API test will come.
But it is assigned inside, right? Vikas?
Okay, let's try to understand this concept. This is the basic difference between var, let, and constant. Okay, so let's try to understand. If you are using the var, right? So previously what we have used outside the scope. This is known as a scope. Scope means you can say also as a condition, right? We have used the let me remove from here and pass it here. Right now I have used this scope at the global level, that is known as a global level, outside the condition, outside the scope, right? So obviously this course will get the value from here, and this will also, because this is defined at the global level. Now what I'm doing here, give me a second, let me copy and paste it. And yeah. Now what I did here, I have removed the global variable declaration and pass inside the scope. That is, if anything you are passing inside the class, outside the method, outside the scope, that is known as a global variable. Okay, if you are mentioning inside the condition or method, that is known as a local variable. Local variable. Okay, if anything you are mentioning at the inside the parenthesis, if you are mentioning the things here, you are declaring the things here, right, then it is known as a instance variable. Right now I have not used, but if you are using here, right, so that is known as a instant variable. The global variable, instance variable, local variable. Okay, so here let's try to understand. Here I have not used the instant variable right now, so let me remove. Okay, so I have removed the global variable and used the local variable here, right? So using the var, if you are using the var, right, so that particular variable applicable inside the scope also or outside the scope also. We can use that variable inside the scope also and outside the scope also.
Because this var, let, and console like data type or some keywords. This also take any memory
Yeah,
location.
you can understand like a, this is just like a data type. In Java we are using int string. If you want to declare any variable, then let's suppose I am declaring one integer like that, you are writing, right, in Java, right? Or if you are declaring a string value, so you are string. If you are declaring a string as I'm storing some value, so let's suppose Vikas, right? So, and let's suppose you are declaring one character C, and here I'm char. Okay, so you can see it here. In Java we are using like that, if you know Java, right? But this is known as a int. String is the data type. Okay, similarly you can see say here the var, let, and the constant is the JavaScript data type. You can say like that.
But this var is just like a parent data type, like it is taking string also and number also.
Yeah, it will take anything. If you use here, you can see. Can you see it here?
Okay.
But in the Java, if you use this concept, like you declare one integer here, right, and you are storing a string value, then you will get the compile error.
You need to use object for storing any value. Object data
Yeah,
type.
you have to use the object in that sense. You have to use the object then. Okay, you have to use the object then.
One query here, because like local variable we are using within the scope and out of the scope also. So what is the use of local variable, if because it is mainly used within the scope?
Yeah, within the scope we can use in JavaScript. What happen if you are using the var, right? So you can use that local variable outside the loop also. Let's try to finish me all the types, and then you can ask me the question, so you will get the clear picture. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, let me create one let here, let course is equal to API test, and let me remove this thing. Okay, now here you can see API test will get printed, right? So here you can see the global variable I have used. It is applicable inside the scope also and outside the scope also. It's getting that reference variable value. Okay, now what here I'm doing, I'm copy this thing and go here and pass it here. Okay, now can you see here, can you see it here, this one get printed, the first one, right? Regarding the second one, you can see the error message, but in the case of var it was working, right? You are able to get the data, right or wrong?
Yes.
Right? So this is the one difference between, you know, the var and the let. Almost same, it will behave same actually, but there is some, you know, this is the one you know, difference between lat and var. Even when I start writing the code, even I maximum time I am using var. Okay, so you can if you using the let here as a local variable, you can see you will get the error message here. Right now, what I am doing here, I am taking one another example.
If we are using let as out of scope, then it is giving error, no?
Yeah, here for in this case, let me comment this thing. You can see.
So let is like what, like conditional statement or no,
No,
like
it
what?
is not a conditional statement. It is just you have to use to declare the variable, just like not any conditional things, not anything.
Like a data type it is, or
Yeah, I told you, it's just like the data type, like which we are using in the Java.
oh, okay.
Okay, so here you can okay, so yeah, here you can see let I have used here as a local, and you can see this is outside the loop I am using. So that means that if you are using any variable using the let, if you are declaring any variable using the let, right, using the let, then what happen, you can use that variable inside the scope only. You can't use outside the scope. And if you are using var, then you can use inside and outside as well. Let's try to make the changes here. I will copy this thing and pass this thing here and pass here constant. Now guys, tell me the output.
API test,
What
API
would
test,
be the output?
API test, API test.
Times API.
Sorry?
2 times API.
API test, API test.
Okay. Now I have used this particular data type, right? In using JavaScript, right? So constant. And now tell me the output. Now tell me the output.
It will throw error because constant once we have declared, we can't change it.
Exactly. You
API.
can't assign the another value using the same variable. Okay, let's so if you use this constant data type, okay, let me remove this data type and let me use this data type inside the scope here. Right, now tell me the output. Now tell me the output.
I think once API test only will be printed.
And no error. How many outputs should be there
One
if you are
only,
using constant data type?
because only by where we can use out of scope, no? So only once this
But
will be
at least
printed.
we can get the error message, right? Clear?
But why this error is coming? Like
Because I have used this constant data type variable outside the scope. And if you are using constant data type, you can constant and late you can use that particular data type variable inside the scope only. Inside the scope, you can't use outside the scope. You will get the error message, runtime error message. Clear?
yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, similarly, there is one more example, like we can create one function and inside that function, okay, if you want to understand this example, then let me show you. Same thing. Here I have created one variable hello. In this I have stored hello I, okay, and here I have created one function. Here I have created one function. Okay, what I can do, let me execute write phrase. Okay, and okay, let me change the name here. Var codes is equal to, I am using var data type API test. Okay, and here I am using the function. Okay, the function let's suppose function is to test. Okay, so not test, let's suppose function name I am giving, let's suppose to test the course. Okay, and I have created one function. Why we are creating the function? The function, even in the Java, in the JavaScript, in any language, we are creating the function to write the logic, to write the coding logic inside the function. That's why we are using the function. Okay, how you can create the function? Using the function keyword you have to use, and then put the function name, what function name you want to give, right? And then the close bracket, right, the parenthesis bracket, open and close, and then you have to use the curly bracket. Okay, now if you are using the function, I told you inside the function you have to write the logic. The developer is writing the logic inside the function. Okay, so I am writing the logic here, the simple logic I am writing here. If one is equal to 1, right, and go inside this okay, I am assigning the value. I have to compare the things, double is equal to. Okay, now if 1 is equal to 1, then then print the message console.log course, right? Console.log course. Then I'm using this console. Okay, give me a minute. Let me correct it. So, okay. So guys, this thing is done. Now, output is not there. Why? Anyone can tell me why? Why I'm not getting any output here?
We are not called the function. We
Yes,
have
that
just
function is
declared the
not called.
function, but
Yeah,
function is
when you are creating any function, you have to call that function. After then, that particular things will get executed. Like that, here you can see I have called the function. Okay, so let's suppose I'm calling this function. What I have to use, copy this function name, I'm passing, let's suppose as a boolean value true. Boolean value as true. Let's suppose you can pass here any value. Okay, so this particular function get called here, and it executing this course, executing this logic and printing the message, right? Right now I can, what I can use, let me use this thing here also. You can see API test. I am using var here, right? I'm global variable. What I'm doing here, I'm using this global variable inside the scope. Inside the scope I have used. Now use this variable here, in here. Now you can see API test. You can see inside the variable, inside the if condition, I have used course, right? So API course. Now when the if condition get finished, outside the if condition, I am using the same thing here. I'm trying to print same course. You can see the API test. Similarly, if I use this thing as a let, you can see the error message. Right? If I use the constant, the error message. Okay, so that is all, you know, about the data type which we are using here.
One
you can
question.
see
Yeah,
the
sorry.
variable. Sorry, ma'am.
One question, like in this you pass the perimeter, but where it is taking in the method, like you are passing to test the course true. In that, so in function it is test is taking this.
What
But we are not.
happened, I'm calling this function, right? I'm calling this particular function here. I have just passed as a true. Any value should be here. Any value, that means any value that is blank, or you can pass anything, it will accept. Okay, let's suppose I'm passing here, I'm declaring this thing as a inside the text. Okay, and I'm using here as a test. Okay, give me a second. I'm using text here, and let me use here var. You can see. Okay, so that means that it will take any string value I'm passing here, it will go here and check I have used the string here, right? And then it will go inside. If I
but you are
not
not.
pass here,
But
sorry,
within
come
the
again.
method, within that method, the parenthesis, the arguments you are passing, no, you are not declaring that argument like it is a var or let.
Yeah,
Like
we are
how
not
we.
declaring anything here. We are not declaring anything here in JavaScript. You don't, if you are passing anything in the parenthesis in JavaScript, you don't have to declare if you are passing here. But if you can pass that thing outside here, let's suppose here you can use or var something like test, and you can assign a string as a RRR. You can use this thing and you can pass this thing like that. Okay, so like that you have to use here. Okay,
Because
so
it can't be left blank. That yeah.
yeah, you can
Mhm.
you can,
Then
but
what is the use?
sorry.
Then what is the use of that? I mean, I'm still not getting
Let's
the.
suppose here I am passing test and 1 2 3. Okay, I have declared here two argument. The first argument is test and the second argument I am taking here, let's suppose again test 1. Give me a second. Test 1 I am taking here, and here here also var test 1 is equal to, I'm declaring two things here. Okay, you can do the one thing. Let me, instead of here, let me declare this thing here var or var. Okay, you can't declare here actually directly. You have to pass the value. Okay, test 1, and here it's just calling to this particular function. So it's taking the, let's suppose I'm using 2, it's still calling, it's still using, let's suppose I'm using y, it is still, even I have used here, let's suppose 6 7, still using, and let's suppose I have passed here test 3. So that means that in JavaScript, okay, in JavaScript, then just you have to invoke that particular function. Actually, you just invoke. So whatever the value you will pass it here, right? If you leave it as a blank, it will accept. Just the thing is, you just have to invoke that thing using the name. Actually, here you can see I have passes the multiple parameter. Okay, multiple parameter here, right? And if I pass as that means it's invoking here. So I think if you right now we are not able to execute this thing here, but I think if you in Java, in the Postman or in the proper tool, right, if you use this concept, if you are passing here anything, like it is the 3 argument function, it is the 3 argument function. Let's suppose test 1, test 2 and test 3, right? So when you are invoking the things here, you have to pass the 3 things actually. Okay, here you have to use the 2 things. This is the one way. Okay, so what happened in the real time? So it will assign, the test will assign to this one. Let me do that here. Let me remove the console here. Pass the console here. Using here, let's suppose T1, T2 and T3 value. Okay, and here I am using T1. Okay, here I am using T1. Okay, and here I am passing test 2, test 3. Okay, so this is 3 argument type function, right? If I remove one, that means this is 2 argument type function. If I pass 4, that means it is 4 types argument function. Okay, so depends on the scenario, you can increase or decrease the argument, right? Now the question is how you can call. So you have to use the same function name, right? So let's suppose the first thing, if you, I have used the 3 argument here, right? And if you pass all the 3 argument here, right, the first argument will taken by the T1, the second one is taken by the T2, and the third one is taken by the T3, right? So it will get here, if I try to print the message console.log console.log T2, right? And again console.log, I'm trying to print T3. Can you see the output here? The test T2 and T3, right? Now what you are doing, what we are doing here right now, we have used 3 argument and we have passed all the 3 argument where I am using while invoking the particular function, right? I have used all the 3 argument, right? Here what you are doing here, you are passing only 2, okay? So you can see it here, if the for the first T1 and T2 you will get the message, right? But T3 you will get the error message, something like undefined, because that thing is not declared here, what value T3 value you want to pass. Similarly, if I remove this thing, you can see it here, T2 and T3 is undefined, right? Similarly, if I remove this thing, right, and you are using this particular T1 in somewhere in your code, then you will get the error message like undefined. The value which you are trying to use, it is undefined, but function will call, function will get call. But if you are trying to use this parameter value, then you will get the undefined, because you have not defined any value for that. If you pass here 1 2, you can see the value get printed. Let's suppose 4 3, you can see the T1 get 2, T2 get 4, and T3 get 5, right? If I pass something like 1 1, you can see here that only 3 messages get printed. So this one is not used, even the argument I have not used here. So it will only map the 3, it will not map the fourth one, but the function will get called here. Clear ma'am?
Yes, Vikashante. So basically it's like method, right? Like
So
methods
you
and
don't
stuff.
have to, let's suppose if you are using anything, right, any name here, let's suppose I'm using employee ID, employee name something, right? And here you are using employee ID. Give me a minute. Here you can use employee ID, right? And here you can use something like email ID. So employee email ID, okay? So you have created this function, right? Let me use this function here, okay? And use this variable here. So here this is known as a instance variable. Okay. Now employee ID, let me take the employee ID and let me take the employee email here. Okay, similarly this particular things we are using to invoke, so we can pass the data in the same order, like employee name, first one it's required. Let's suppose I'm passing Rahul, and then what is the second one? Employee ID, let's suppose 1 2 3, okay, and the third one is the email ID. So I can pass Rahul@gmail.com. right? Can you see the output here? So you can see I have not defined in the beginning. I told you that in JavaScript we are not using int, string or char and object data type. We just using var. Okay, but if you are declaring any instance variable, right? So in the parameter, if you are passing, just pass the name, right? And from where you are trying to call, you have to pass the value here, where you are calling. Here you can see this is a string, this is integer, this is the string. If you want to pass a boolean, let's suppose Rahul married or not married. Okay, here you can use like true, and let me print here console.log, and you can use married. You can see true get printed. So tell me, is any data type like int, string I have used here? No. Right or wrong? Correct? But if you are doing the same thing in Java, or I think in C#, then what you have to do, you have to write the data type here. Okay, so this name is the string, then you have to write string. In the employee, you have to write the int here, right? You have to define the int here, right? And this email ID, the string, you have to write the string here and the name. The name here, it is boolean, then you have to write the boolean data type it is. But in JavaScript, you don't have to write the data type here. Okay, so just pass the variable name, right? And from where you are calling, just pass the value there. Clear? Clear, madam? Okay.
Yes, Vikash.
Okay, so we have discussed about the same example we have explained you. Same I have also mentioned in the document. You can go through that, and then let's try to discuss one more thing. Yeah. Now what we are doing, we are trying
Can we
to
do it on Tuesday, please? Because
Tuesday.
daily I'm getting late for office actually.
Okay, no problem. So okay guys, so in Tuesday class we will start writing the automation code, right? And in while writing the automation code, we will also parallelly try to understand the environment. What are the environment we are going to use? Like we have multiple types of the environment scope: the global, collection, environment, data, and the local, right? So after then, when we complete one script, one flow, right? After then, we will discuss the designing section, how you can design your collection, or in between while writing the code, we can also discuss the designing. Okay, so one thing I want to explain you, if you go to the test section, here you are writing the JavaScript code. Here you are writing the JavaScript code. In the pre-request section and in the test section, you are writing the JavaScript code. Here and here. Okay. So in the coming classes, we are going to discuss the first thing. We'll start writing the JavaScript code to validate this property, and parallelly we will also discuss the designing, how you can design your collection along with the coding. And the third thing, also we'll discuss the environment, and also we will discuss, let's suppose here. So guys, tell me, if we have 400 of APIs, so in all the 400 APIs, we are using the base URL, right or wrong?
Yes.
Right? Let's suppose in future your team lead asking you go and test your API in the acceptance environment. So you will go in 400 APIs manually and change. It is the hectic work or not? Agree?
Yes.
Right? So we will cover this type of things. We will try to customize the thing. We will convert the manual stuff into the automation script. We will try to do, right? We will decrease the manual effort and will try to implement the automation side. Okay, so in coming classes, that is from Tuesday, right, we will discuss all the things. Okay, so I would recommend, if you if you're having the coding knowledge, then fine. If you don't have, then please go through the simple thing, not the major thing you have to learn. The first one, the data type. Here, let me, you can take it as a homework. You have to learn. I have already explained you data type using in JavaScript. And the second one, statement and loop concept. These three things we will use majorly. So if you get a time, go and look into the Google, what are the go and try to learn. If you are not able to learn, anyway I will also explain in the class. Okay, so thank you guys. We'll meet on Tuesday. Any
Because
question, then let me know.
One more thing, Vikas. It's
Yeah, tell
little
me, ma'am.
difficult to continue after 9:30. And can we please finish the class by 9:30? Because otherwise we will be missing few points.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, I will definitely try. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
yeah, sir, tell me.
I have one small doubt. Can I share
Yeah,
my
the class is all over.
yeah?
So you can quit the call and you can continue your work. So the person who having the doubts, let me know. Yes, sir, tell me.
Because my screen is visible for you.
Yeah, I can see.
You can see, right? Okay. 1 second. Yeah, this one you explained it right now, just now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not getting results actually. What was the problem here in this? You have
Sir. You have used two different things. Employee ID, make it as a single word.
single word. Okay.
Yeah. Make it as a single word. Either you can use underscore, right? And
Okay.
similarly for the name also.
Employee name also. Okay.
Yeah. Make it
And
as
email
and
also.
I told you, when you are creating any variable, the first word, first character should be in small, and the another word, the first letter should be in capital. So in the case of employee name, put the name as a capital, the first character of the name. This is the proper naming convention which you are while you are writing the when you are creating the variable. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now use the same variable here in the console.log.
Yeah.
Okay,
Employee.
I think there is some mistake. Try to find that mistake. Employee ID, employee name, and okay. Now give me a second, sir. So you have created one function. Okay, you have created one function, string name 1 is equal to 1, and you are printing the message. Okay, console.employee test, and you use outside the things. Okay, everything is correct. Now employee name, sir, uh, remove this invoke function, right, to test the course, the last line of the code.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not whole, only parameter you can remove. The value which you are passing inside the parameter, right, you can remove and try to, let's okay, console.log API 11 is equal to API constant. Okay, sir, do the one thing, remove the constant. Because of the constant, you are getting the error here. Because in the global variable, you use the var, and use in the constant, you are using the same. Either you can use var or you remove this line.
This whole line.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, fine. Now we'll try to understand where you have created one variable var, and you have created one function. Inside the function you have declared, and three argument you have to use. If condition you have used, if one is equal to, that's great, and you have inside console dot log employee dot id, you are using the same name, employee name, employee email. Okay, you are using the same thing here also. Now try to call. Use any name here.
Inside this,
Yeah,
right?
pass any your name, you can pass it here, or your employee ID, you can pass it here, or anything 1 2 3 in.
Okay.
Okay, you get one thing here. Now you can pass the value in the second one, employee name. You can pass the employee name. Okay, now you can pass the third value. Okay.
Okay, this is actually the employee ID is taking as a character, right? Because I'm not
Yeah,
given.
whatever the you will pass it here, that will take. If you pass the integer, then integer will take. If you pass some any boolean, the boolean will take.
Okay, like this.
So try to remove the string value and pass any integer. Remove the string, the double quote, and
Double.
pass some integer. The employee ID is basically in the ID, means integer form, right? So you can remove the, yeah, you can see it here.
Okay. So sometimes this ID will having the character, right? Like C kind of.
In that case, you can use string. Simple.
On that time it will give error for us. Okay.
No. If you are writing the string means if you use any character, then you have to put that thing inside the double quote.
Okay.
Right, and if you are using here C or D anything, that means you are trying to use character. That means you have to pass inside the double quote.
Okay. Got it.
Got it?
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
Vikas sir,
Yeah.
just one question.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Sir,
Sir.
I was just curious, as we are learning the JavaScript, so do we gonna follow some kind of framework like Mocha or Chai for the testing framework, or we will do
we'll
apart
follow
from?
here BDT here, the Chai framework in the Postman here.
Okay, sir. That is the only question. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. We will cover that thing. I think after Tuesday I will cover, because when you learn the basic concept and all the things, then it will be very easy for you to design. That's
Yes,
why
sir.
I've been covering this thing. I can also cover in the beginning, but you can't get the things properly at that time. So it will be rework for me to repeat the same thing. So that's why at least now you are able to understand what is API, how you can connect, how you can map the things, right? And then how you can create the collection, how you can create the folder, right? And then you will try to design the stuff, then you can easily design. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will cover the Chai like BDD. Okay.
Yeah, because
Yes,
I
sir.
also have a question. Actually, when I asked, my internet got disconnected. So
Okay, no problem.
I was asking that question. If you could share your screen, I could ask.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So where I have to go?
Yeah. In that, there was one program in that website, a JavaScript website.
Yeah.
In that, like you was passing a parameter like test, and in parameter you were taking. Yeah, in this, if you
Here.
pass, yes, in this function to test the course, if you pass only one parameter, like
Okay, let me pass one parameter, that is employee name. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
right. Yeah, and
ठीक है?
when we are calling this method, we only pass one parameter for employee
Okay,
name.
so you want to pass like that, right? Clear?
Yes. And in this, like if in this function we are not using this employee name parameter anywhere, we are using just this where course API test and console.log course. Like only first line.
Come again, sir. Come again.
Like
Let
in
me
this,
comment this thing.
yes. And in
Okay.
this,
Yeah.
in
Tell me.
console.log, we are using only course, not employee name.
Yeah. Here we have used now console.log employee
Yes.
name.
So, okay. So we are removing it and we are using only course in place of
Okay.
employee.
Okay. Let me remove and let me use the course.
Yes. Okay. So it is printing this. So my question was that like we are not having the use of this parameter employee name. So it
Yeah,
will this program will not get.
if you not pass any value here, and if that in particular employee name, if you are not using inside your logic, right, then there is no use to use the argument here. Okay, so in that case you can remove.
Okay. And if we although if we use this employee name and we don't use it in printing or anywhere in the program, then it will not cause some error like.
No. Let's suppose, okay, let me write one simple code here. Let me write simple code here. Okay, I'm removing all this thing here from here, right? Okay, I remove all the things from here, right? Now I'm trying to use this employee name here. In the if part, I'm writing one code here. I'm using this employee variable. Okay, I'm using here is equal to Rahul, right? Then go inside this condition. Then this why I'm printing console.log, so that you have the clear picture that you are getting the successful output. In the real time, we are not using console.log. In the real time, we are not using console.log. Console.log basically you are using for your personal purpose to confirm the things, the code which you have written is successfully written or not, right? If you write here console.log pass, right? So can you see it here? I am not using the employee name here in the console.log. Where I am using here, I have written the logic if employee name is equal to Rahul, right? So let's see the flow. I call this function, right, and I'm using this value Rahul. So Rahul will get assigned here employee name, and employee name is used here. So Rahul will get assigned here. Then Rahul is equal to Rahul. Then it will go inside. Then it's going inside. Then it's printing the message as a pass. So you can see if I not use the pass, tell me what did you understand? Your code is successfully working or not? Can you identify easily?
No.
Because in the console you can't get anything. Yeah, you know your code is working, but when the developer, when the automation tester is writing the code, right, they are using the system.log or console.log or logger to confirm the things. Whatever the code he has written, that is working fine. So right now, yeah, I know I have written the code, but I can't identify correctly. I'm confused. So the that if condition is executed or not. So what I'm trying here, I'm writing console.log. So I'm passing here value. So let's suppose if this thing get executed, so tell me that means this condition get passed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's why I'm using console.log actually. The main reason behind that.
Okay.
Did you
thought
get
that
your answer or
yes,
still you
yes,
have the
yes.
question?
Yeah, I thought that that if we pass any parameter and if we don't use it within our logic, then it may give error. But I think it is working in JavaScript in this.
Yeah. Basically, console.log is for the debug purpose, for your personal purpose. When you commit the code in the GitHub, right, we are not using console.log. You will remove this thing actually in the real time. If your team lead found you have used any console.log or anything for the logs code you have written, they will give you the feedback. So please remove this code, because this thing is basically used for your personal purpose, for your personal coding, right? To confirm the thing that is working fine.
And in this, like, if we are using double equal to, so it will compare number also and string also, and means anything.
Yeah, anything. Let's suppose I'm writing here else condition. Okay, inside the else condition, here I am printing console.log test case condition failed. I'm printing the message condition failed. Okay, and here in the if condition I'm printing the message condition pass. Okay, condition pass. Okay, so what you are trying here, you are passing some integer value here. So what happened, this value will this particular will invoke, this invoke function will go here, and what value it is 21T1, so it will assign here, right? 2121. Now it will comes here 2121. It's compare with the Rahul. It is true or false?
False.
False. So if it is false, then it will not go inside the if condition, right? So I have written here else condition. Else condition means if you written the else condition, if anything will not go inside the if condition, I am asking please go inside the if condition. So your execution comes here and execute the logic which you have written inside the else condition. So you can see it here, condition failed.
Yes. Okay. Actually, in Java, double equal to used to compare with between indexes. So
yeah, same thing here also. We are comparing the thing.
Okay.
I'm not assigning the value here. Same thing. I'm comparing the thing, sir. You can see double equal to. I have used comparing only.
Okay. And another request, like I was actually practicing that array concept in which we use dot operator to access. So in that in last, when you were using that complex data, no, in which there was a lot of data in repository, that much data I am not able to get, because I have just created repository in GitHub and I could only get. So if you could provide that data also for practice.
Okay, so let me explain you. Go to the GitHub developer API, and here you will go and okay, I will provide you the link repository. Where it is repository.
I think when you get your repository, then that data has lot of values like employees
Okay,
income.
that one you need. Okay, so let me share in the group. Okay, is that fine? So
Yeah.
okay, let me provide you that one. Okay, give me a second. This is what you access. Yeah, I think this one. Okay, so here you will get the data. So in the real time you will not get such type of things, but in my case I work on one project. There was 600 I think not 600, 6,000 line of the keys and the value in the response, and that I have validated, right? So that's why I have the dummy data. Okay, so you can do the practice. You can copy this thing and you can practice. Okay.
Okay. This is enough. I think we can practice in this code.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything more, sir?
No, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So I think you want to attend the tomorrow demo class, right, Suvendu?
Yes, sir. Sir, you said that like from 21st demo, this classes will get started, performing testing.
Yeah. From tomorrow is 20, and after completing the tomorrow demo class, I will start the regular class from 4 to 6 o'clock. Actually,
From
21.
21st. Okay.
Yeah, 21st. But Sunday will be the leave actually. Sunday is the Raksha Bandhan, so I could not take that class. So Sunday will be the leave. So, but on Saturday I will take.
Okay, Saturday.
Okay. So you can attend. I think I have shared you the demo class link.
Yes, I've attended previous one.
You have attended the earlier classes.
So this
Means
one will be with same syllabus.
Yeah, same thing I will explain
Yes.
here.
Okay.
So have you attended the previous Saturday, previous
Yes.
Sunday? Okay. Okay, so you don't worry to attend the tomorrow. You can directly attend the regular class from Saturday 4 to 6.
Okay. Sure.
Okay,
Sir.
I will share you the class link with you. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Bye bye.